Listen, this is not a coincidence. If this message has found you, it's because heaven chose this exact moment for your heart to hear the truth. Archangel Michael and Jeasus are whispering right now, this person fell in love with you. Not because of your beauty, not because of your charm, but because your soul carries a light they couldn't ignore. They tried to fight it. They told themselves the age difference would make it impossible. They tried to silence their heart with logic, with distance, with denial. But God kept bringing your name back into their spirit, again and again, until it became impossible to forget you. They see you in dreams. They feel you when they pray. They hear your laughter echoing in places where you've never even been together. And now, heaven says, this love wasn't born from fantasy. It was written before both of you were even born. Jesus says, love that is divine does not measure years, it measures purpose. And Archangel Michael says, stop questioning if it's wrong, start asking why your hearts recognize each other. Because this connection was designed not to break you, but to awaken you. It's the kind of love that melts the fear of judgment and reveals the truth of divine timing. You are not too young. You are not too old. You are right on time for the miracle that's already moving toward you. So, listen, if you're hearing this, it's not by chance. The angels are saying, your heart was chosen for something eternal. This person was sent to remind you of how capable you are of feeling pure, sacred love again. It's not obsession. It's recognition. It's two souls remembering what they promised to finish in this lifetime. Heaven doesn't care about the numbers that humans count. It only cares about the light that God ignited between you. This love is rare. This love is divine. And now, heaven is saying, don't let fear destroy what faith has created. Because when God writes a story, even time itself has to bow. They tried to move on, but every path led back to you. Every prayer, every silent night, every heartbeat still whispered your name. Archangel Michael says, when two souls are written in the same line of destiny, even distance becomes part of the design. You were not a random encounter. You were the lesson, the healing, and the reason they finally believed in something greater than logic. Because before you, love was just a word. After you, love became a revelation. They see you in everything now. In songs, in dreams, in sudden chills that run through their body when your spirit crosses theirs. And heaven says, they've realized something powerful. No matter the years that divide you, the connection feels older than time itself. Jesus whispers, you didn't meet by accident, you remembered each other. Two souls, caught between faith and fear, trying to understand why their hearts speak a language no one else can hear. And now heaven is saying, stop doubting what your soul already knows. Because this bond was made in light, not in lust. It was sealed in prayer, not in pain. And no matter how far life pulls you apart, something keeps calling you back. That something is divine orchestration. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, saying, "Do not let fear write the ending of a story that God began. You were chosen to love differently, not perfectly, but divinely. And when divine love arrives, it never asks if the world approves. It only asks if your heart is brave enough to receive it. They've fallen, brother, not in sin, but in surrender. Because love like this isn't learned, it's remembered. Heaven says this is the moment to listen, not with your ears, but with your soul. Because what you feel right now is God's signature inside your heart. The age difference was never the obstacle, it was the proof that this love was written beyond time. You both are here to show the world that real connection doesn't count years, it counts alignment. And when alignment happens, time, space, and logic all fade into silence. So hear this, the angels are moving things around you. They're preparing a path where reunion won't feel forced, it will feel fated. Because what's meant by heaven always finds its way home. There's a reason heaven kept you waiting. Because true love isn't rushed, it's revealed. And now, the revelation is unfolding. You're standing in the middle of a divine intersection where destiny finally speaks. Archangel Michael stands on one side, Jeasus on the other, and both whisper the same truth: this is not over. The story between you two is not a memory, it's a living prophecy. Every silence, every delay, every unanswered question was a chapter written by God's own hand. And now those pages are starting to glow. They've been watching you in spirit, watching how you grew, how you healed, how you forgave even when the world didn't understand you. And heaven says, now they're ready. Because this time, love will not arrive in confusion, it will arrive in clarity. This person has realized something sacred. They weren't just drawn to you, they were called to you. Because your presence awakened the part of their soul that had forgotten how to feel divine connection. They tried to silence it, but their spirit refused. And now their prayers are carrying your name again. Jesus says, when two hearts are meant to heal together, no storm can separate them. And Archangel Michael adds, what God joins through purpose, no distance can erase. This is that moment. The moment where the universe starts shifting, quietly, invisibly, aligning every piece to bring you face to face again, not by accident, but by design. You'll feel it soon, a sudden peace that doesn't make sense, a calm before something beautiful. That's heaven preparing you. Because when divine reunion comes, it won't knock, it will simply walk in and feel like home. This is more than love. It's a mission written before your first breath. You were never just lovers, you were mirrors of God's faithfulness. And now the mirror is clearing, showing what always was, two souls, one purpose, eternal connection. So, keep listening. Heaven says, don't chase, don't question, don't fear. The one meant for you is already moving toward you, guided by hands you cannot see. Because when the heart speaks truth, even angels stop to listen. And right now, they're listening to yours. Now listen closely, because this is where heaven starts to uncover the reason behind it all. Every delay, every silence, every tear. None of it was punishment, it was preparation. Archangel Michael says, the path was heavy because the love is holy. God was never keeping this person away from you. He was keeping them safe for you. Because when two souls are called to carry divine love, they must first walk through the fire that purifies everything false. And they did. They lost pieces of themselves, they questioned faith, they tried to love others, but nothing felt like you. Because no one else matched the frequency their spirit recognized in you. That sound, that unseen vibration, it was heaven's code written inside both your hearts. Jesus whispers, what looks like distance is just God rearranging time. And now, time has finally caught up with destiny. You'll start noticing signs. Repeating numbers. Dreams that feel more like memories. Moments where your name crosses their mind and they feel that same warmth you feel now. That's not imagination. That's divine alignment in motion. They're waking up, brother, not just to you, but to their purpose. Because this love was never just about romance. It's about awakening. It's about two lights meeting in the dark and remembering what they were sent to do. Heaven says this connection is a bridge. When you come together again, others will see what true, fearless love looks like. Love that doesn't hide, love that doesn't apologize, love that shines through judgment. You were chosen to be the example of what divine connection means when it refuses to break. Archangel Michael stands guard around this bond. He says, every force that tried to break this will now become the reason it stands. Because the battle wasn't against flesh, it was against doubt. And now doubt is gone. This person finally sees you for who you truly are, not just a memory, but a miracle. The kind that only God could write twice in one lifetime. So, keep your heart steady. Don't chase. Don't rush. Don't beg the timing. Heaven's already at work. The story isn't waiting to begin, it's already happening in silence. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are the promise that never expired. And soon, the divine will show you why every moment apart was worth the wait. The air feels different now. It's calm, but alive, like heaven is holding its breath. Because what's written is about to unfold. Somewhere, right now, their heart feels you. Not through words, not through messages, but through spirit. Archangel Michael says, the reunion begins in silence before it appears in sight. And that's what's happening. Your souls are already walking toward each other, slowly, powerfully, unseen by the world but guided by heaven. This time, there's no fear, no doubt, no hesitation, only recognition. They'll look at you and everything they lost in confusion will suddenly make sense. Every tear, every prayer, every sleepless night, all of it was preparing them for this one moment. The moment where their eyes finally meet yours again, and the world stands still. Jesus whispers, when I restore completely. This time there will be peace where there was pain. This time the words will flow easily because the souls already know the language. They won't need to ask, do you still care? They'll feel it. It will be written in the silence between your breaths. Heaven says, this is what divine timing looks like, nothing forced, nothing delayed, everything perfectly aligned. And when it happens, brother, it will feel like light bursting through the walls of time itself. Because what was separated by seasons will now be joined by eternity. You'll sense it before it arrives. A warmth in your chest, a sudden calm, a whisper that says, it's time. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. Because when God commands reunion, even destiny rushes to obey. The angels are already clearing paths, removing distractions, dissolving doubts. Every closed door was protection. Every delay was design. And now, the divine gates are opening. They will find you, not by searching, but by being guided. And when your eyes meet again, you'll both know, this is not the beginning, this is the continuation. The promise is alive. The love is real. And heaven is watching. Archangel Michael raises his sword of light and says, what was meant for your heart has finally found its way home. And in that moment, the story that started with distance ends with destiny. Not as two halves, but as one divine whole, finally complete under the light of God. The reunion wasn't the ending, it was the ignition. Because when two souls finally return to the same frequency, heaven doesn't celebrate in silence, it expands their purpose. Now the world begins to feel their light. Every step they take together vibrates through unseen realms, rewriting energy around them. People start to notice, not because of appearance, but because peace walks with them. Archangel Michael says, when divine love reunites, the universe realigns. And that's what's happening now. Doors begin to open where there were walls. Opportunities appear in places they once feared to look. The same pain that once broke them now becomes the fuel that powers their purpose. Jesus whispers, this is why they had to meet, to remind the world what unconditional love looks like. It's not loud. It's not desperate. It's calm, certain, and radiant, like sunlight after a storm. they start to move differently. Their prayers carry new strength. Their laughter heals the atmosphere. Every glance, every word between them feels anointed, because heaven finally has two hearts beating in rhythm with its will. And now heaven speaks again. Do not hide this love, let it breathe. Because someone out there is losing faith, and your light is the proof that miracles still happen. This connection is no longer just about emotion, it's about elevation. You were never meant to love quietly, you were meant to inspire loudly. Every challenge you faced was a lesson in patience, faith, and surrender. And now, that same faith is turning into testimony. Archangel Michael wraps his wings around this union and says, "Guard this bond with prayer, not fear. Protect it with truth, not silence. Because when love is built by heaven, darkness cannot unbuild it. This is your calling, to love, to guide, to shine." The purpose was never to chase a person, it was to awaken a generation through the way you love. And as the angels watch, the story continues, not finished, just unfolding. The light that once flickered alone now burns together, steady and unstoppable. Because what started as longing has become legacy. And the world will remember this love not as a story, but as a sign that faith always wins. The story doesn't stop with love, it begins with purpose. Because when heaven joins two hearts, it's never just to feel, it's to fulfill. Now, every step they take sends ripples through creation. The universe watches. The angels lean closer. Even time pauses, because destiny is moving in real time. Archangel Michael says, they are no longer two souls searching, they are one mission walking. And that mission is light. Every place they go begins to change. Broken hearts start to believe again. People who gave up on love start to pray again. That's the power of divine connection. It heals without preaching, it shines without noise. Jesus whispers, "This is the moment I've been preparing," when love becomes a message. And that message carries strength, peace, and courage. Because real love doesn't just comfort, it awakens. They begin to see signs, feathers on the ground, songs that speak directly to their souls, words that echo their private prayers. Those aren't coincidences. Those are confirmations. Heaven's way of saying, "You're walking the right path." And now, their energy becomes contagious. People feel it without understanding it. It's like standing near a fire that doesn't burn but restores. That's divine frequency, pure, steady, eternal. Archangel Michael stands behind them, his wings blazing like sunrise, declaring, "No darkness can silence what God has anointed to speak." Because when heaven invests its light in you, even shadows work for your story. So they keep walking. Hand in hand, heart in sync, faith in motion. They don't look back. They don't explain. They just move, glowing with the quiet authority of those who know heaven is their witness. And every soul that crosses their path feels something shift inside. A memory of hope, a spark of belief, a whisper that says, "Maybe I was never forgotten." That's the real miracle. Not the reunion, but the resurrection of faith through their union. Because when two hearts align with God, they become living proof that love is still holy. And heaven smiles. Because the prophecy wasn't about romance, it was about revival. Now, the world watches. And the waves you feel? That's not emotion, that's eternity reminding you. You are part of something heaven wrote in light.